Howdy folks, my name is Eric, and today we are going to be working on creating the configuration files for Season 2 of Luanti on my platform. Before we jump into that though, I want to do an addendum to the previous video. So here we can see the end result of the milestone that I created in the last video. And what we can see is that I have the actual video embedded into this page. This is the Git page for that milestone. I have this is a comment that exists in the metadata of the video. That's kind of like a video description. And I have that posted as well. And then all of the issues that exist within this milestone are right down here. You, the viewer, are welcome to open up issues in this, be they enhancements, bug fixes, or whatever, just general questions. There are labels for all of that stuff. So this is kind of the end product that I am building here. And what I want to point out is that, this video here, the one that's on this page, or even this one that I am making about creating configuration files for Luanti, I understand that these videos are not great YouTube content. They're probably not going to get millions and millions of views, but the point is more the platform that's being built around them. So having this interactive space for building and developing things and discussing topics. It's pretty broad, but here's an example. In this particular instance, I am just creating the configuration files for Season 2 and implementing some mods, but this is an open source game engine, a voxel engine game thing. And all of the services that I'm using here are open source. Git is open source. So if we wanted to, in the future, we could develop our own mods for this game on this platform. And that could even develop into building an entire game based on this voxel engine. And we would do all of that right here. And so a lot of what I am doing is more experimenting with the platform and seeing how to use these milestones and how to embed these videos into these milestones and issues. This video that I'm filming right now is going to go in a comment right here. But yeah, the point is more to experiment and develop this platform into something that is more usable. On your side, I would argue this is a better resource than just a video, because you can't really search within a video, or, well, I mean, they're coming out with tools now, AI stuff, where you can kind of search inside a video, but it's still kind of a problem. Text is much easier to search than videos, so the video is more just a somewhat entertaining introduction to a thing. It should give you an idea of what the content is, but in order to really go deep, the text stuff is a lot better, but I digress. Let's jump into creating these configuration files. So I have up my, ooh, wow, that looked strange. As I mentioned last time, so I have one monitor here in front of me that is running OBS, Open Broadcast Studio, and I have a television over there to my left that is what you're seeing, and I am seeing the stream through OBS, and which it's generally fine when I'm just showing you web pages and like typing stuff in like this. But when I go out into this extra screen view on my side, I actually see like 4 layers of pictures in pictures, and it's very difficult to navigate. But again, I'm digressing once more. So I need to do a few things here. First thing I need to do, we're going back into that. I need to get this repository on my local system because I don't have it right here. And I hope I don't have to do that too much here. I like to put my repositories on the desktop, no real reason. Okay, and I'm going to open it. This is the Kate text editor, or IDE, and it's quite similar to Visual Studio, and I like it. It's good. Usually I use NeoVim, which is a command line thing, but sometimes it's nice to have something visual. As usually I like the command line though. Anyway, so let's see here. So we have our files here, and yeah, this world.mt, this is old. So what I'm going to do, and we're actually going to see a bit of Git workflow here. What I want to do is create a branch. So I think it's checkout actually. Yeah. And it doesn't really need a good name, but I always struggle to come up with something descriptive. What I'm going to be doing is creating the configs. Let's call it season 2 config. The branch is going to get deleted on the main one that's stored on Git in the end, so this isn't super important. But I'm going to create this branch, and what's going to happen here is I'm going to create, I believe in the previous video I mentioned how you can use certain keywords in an issue to say, you know, this blocks this and this depends on this. If you put that keyword in a comment, then it'll actually link those things in the background. So if I said blocks number 2, then issue number 2 in this repository will get this dependency saying that, you know, it's dependent on 6. And so what I'm going to do here is there are 2 issues that I can address kind of at once here. So if we go to our milestone, season 2, and so getting the season 1 config files and then setting up the season 2 config files. So what I'm going to do is actually just SCP the season 1 config files into this repository, save that. That will take care of this issue, and then I will copy and paste them and make any modifications I need to create this season 2 config file. And what I am going to do is create a pull request that has comments saying closes number 4 and another comment that says closes number 5. And then once that pull request is merged, these tickets will automatically be closed. And we can see all of that happen in a moment. So I need to, what do I need to do? So remember I was saying that these config files and like the mods and stuff for Luwanti specifically exist in a network file system that is a 32 terabyte RAID array living on the underlying server, a PowerEdge T640, as we can see here. And it is mounted to this location. I think I can press tab and get autocomplete. That is lovely. Data, alpha, beta, Charlie, gamma, whatever those are. I am using those for, you know, if I have a second cluster, that would be like the beta cluster, but I don't have a second cluster, so everything's in alpha at the moment, so this is a bit superfluous. Anyway, Luwanti, there we go. This is a lot easier with autocomplete. I'm just pressing tab. What do I want? Ooh, world.mt, and I want that to go into files, which is right here. And let's call it season, you can't see it, it's behind my fat head, season1.mt. So if we refresh up here, okay, easy. So let's see. And do I want to get, let's do the main config as well. So I'm just going to delete a bunch of this. Where is it? I don't know what the option is. Main config, mindtest.conf, and we're going to put it in files. Let's call it season1.conf. Okay. I don't think so. This is something I said in the last one, was that the .conf file is basically going to be the same between seasons. I don't think I'm really going to change it, except for the world seed. I specified a world seed in season 1, and I want to generate a new one for season 2. But I think, aside from updates, the .conf file is pretty much persistent between worlds. Maybe it shouldn't be, though. Maybe there should be some changes. I don't know. We'll get there when we get there. Either way, though, the .mt file is certainly going to be different for each one because they're going to have different mods. So if we look, we have the season 1 MT file. Actually, having just added these, I did not mean to close the terminal. Having added these, I can do git status, and I can git add dot git commit -m and say closes. Which one does it close? Oh. It's kind of funny when I have to look all the way over there, but it's going to be closing number 4, this one. And I like to use the full reference. You don't have to, you can just put number 4. It will assume that you're referring to the exact repository, but you can use the full reference to refer to other repositories as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and put, you know what, I'm not going, yeah. I guess it doesn't matter if you're consistent with this, so long as it's, referring to the right thing in the background. That's what really matters. But anyway, so by adding this commit message, we're going to see that it's going to link the PR to the issue. And I can go ahead and open that PR now, so I can... what is this? What's this branch called? Season 2 config. Okay, let's open a new branch. So if I go back here, just refresh the page. I can create a new pull request. Do I need to do anything? And change the title. I'm going to put that in the comment. It's not super important. What's important is that commit message. So closes. It's a bit ruined since I'm creating the pull request here and I'm copying that message again into a new comment. Generally speaking, you would have it, just adding it as a commit message and pushing those changes will add it. We'll see that actually in a second. But yeah, we can see this closes this, and this has hyperlinked already to the actual issue. So once we merge this, then we will see that these issues will close automatically. And yeah, it's a bit redundant because the commit message is here, and I added a comment on the Git side that both say the same thing. So this comment could have said anything, so long as that commit message or the comment or anything says closes that, it will link. But now I want to create the config files for season 2, and there's a bit of a difference in how I want to do this. So one of the main things that we want to change for this upcoming season 2 is a mod. We want to add this mod called Dwarf Fortress Style Caverns. It's neither here nor there for the purposes of this video what that is doing, but what I need to do here is, let's just go to the home directory. I need to I'll show you the mod just for the sake of clarity. So this is the web page for mods on Luanti. Here's the specific mod that I am trying to install. We don't really need to care about what this does, even though it's cool. But click this button and it downloads a zip file. And that is the zip file that I already have here. And I am going to SCP that from my local machine here onto the PowerEdge T640 server. And the reason for that is that, again, the underlying network file system is using that RAID array, and Kubernetes is using a persistent volume claim that is reading from that. And so in order to add this file manually onto the persistent volume claim, I need to go onto the underlying server, the T640. So that's why it goes there. And I'm just going to put it in my home directory over there, and then SSH into the machine. And it already knows I've been doing this. So and now I'm going to unzip it. Sudo unzip. Okay, now I need to restart that mine test server. I hope this doesn't cause problems on the network. We'll see how the stream handles it. I'm not going to try and stream doing that. It looks like someone is online, so we'll see. It's Zephyr. So Zephyr is usually quite accommodating, so I'll ask him if it's okay. I can try and show you real quick just for the amusement of it, see if it works. Usually I don't stream the game, but yeah, I think the frame rate's taking a hit. It looks like CPU is... Thanks, Zephyr. I appreciate it. Okay, nice. Now I'm going to tell Zephyr in a different chat that he is welcome to log back in right away. Let's see. Okie dokie. Thank you, Zephyr. Appreciate you accommodating that. So now, having restarted the mine test server, done that shutdown and let it come back, I should be able to do our SCP command again. And actually, I need to get out of the SSH. Let's go back to Ansible role. Let's go into files and what do I want? Yeah, this one. But I don't want that. I don't want the config file. I want the world file. This time I'm going to save it as season2.mt. So basically what I did if we take a look here, this is the season1.mt file, and I can bring it up side by side. Here's the season2.mt file. Basically, all I did was copy over that zip file, unzip it in the mods directory, and then restarted the server. And the server is going to detect that that mod now exists, and it will add it to the list here. And if we see, our previous one ends here on edit on line 61, but our new one has added these additional lines. And this is what I was looking for. There are a lot of, potential dependencies on this, and I need to work through which ones I am including and which ones I am not including. And that was kind of the whole purpose of this exercise. So I am going to save this, which I don't have my Vim commands on this yet. That's tragic, but that's okay. Save that. Let's open our terminal, and let's say git status. So now I can say that this is going to close. Sorry, that's the issue of my view here. Now we are able to say that we are closing another one. Which one? This one. Now, further editing is required. So this is not yet complete, but by adding that file, we are intending to close number 5. Yes. Now I can do git push. Nope. Well, doesn't matter. I don't need to set the upstream because I'm just going to delete this branch in like a day max. So, you can do that if you want it to be a little more convenient, but I'm not doing it here just because I don't care. Let's see. So this is our pull request. Let's refresh and see our new commit message. So now we have also linked Luanti Season 5, and oh, it would be great if... Now here's the dilemma. For the purpose of the video, it would be great if I would just merge this PR, and I could show you it closing. I'm going to do that. Now, I actually need to do a little bit more work on this to modify these configuration files and, set up the correct mods. But, we can create a new issue, and I'm going to do that. Let's do that. It's a little bit stupid. It's a little bit superfluous to have another issue for update season 2 config files. They need to be modified to reflect the desired settings. That's a verbose thing. So we should put, I guess we could, be very superfluous and say that this is a dependency. This one depends on that one. Is it already doing it? No, I don't think so. That's a little bit overkill for my taste, though. So, it doesn't, we're just going to move on. So I will go ahead and merge this pull request just so we can see it. Usually I would want to say, just go ahead and make the config files actually correct in this, but we can deal with that later for the purpose of demonstrating something in the video. So I'm going to create a merge commit, and what I want to do is create a squash commit. And the reason for that is we have, these additional commit messages. The squash commit gives us a opportunity to turn this all into a single commit. And number 5. Okay. And so, yeah, now I'm going to have only one commit message instead of, multiple commit messages, even though they're both the same. It's, makes more sense once you have, a lot of commits in a single pull request, but this is a simple example. I am going to delete this branch. I'm going to create the squash commit. And that's basically the process. So yeah, let's see. If we go back and look at these issues, we can see that this one's closed. I'm going to open them in a new tab. The issue has been closed. Since it was referenced in the commit message, it was linked in the background and the issue gets closed automatically. So creates a pretty seamless way of managing the project. And we can go and look at the milestone again. Actually, that issue that we just created needs to be added to the milestone. So let's do that first. Update these. I'm going to call it I guess they don't all necessarily need labels, so I'm just going to leave the label off. Put it in season 2. And yeah, that's good. Let's go take a look at the season 2 page once it updates. Here we go. And we can see the 2 closed issues are here. And I think I was originally saying that this video that I'm streaming and filming right now was going to go into the comments of this issue, but I think instead, if we go to this pull request, I can still... Is there not a conversation about this I can comment upon? Let's go here. Yeah, it's closed. Let me see if I can get there from the issue still. Okay, so interesting. This is saying it's a commit. This message is about a commit message, and this one is about, oh crap. This one is about not what I wanted to do. Excuse me. So this one is saying that there was a commit message that referenced this ticket, and then this one is saying that a pull request is referencing this ticket. So, I guess there's kind of multiple things saying the same thing. And this is bringing me to like the code only commit, and this is bringing me to the actual pull request. No. Oh, that's the issue we created. So how do we get to the pull request? This seems like it's the pull request. So I want to see. No? How do I get to like the comments and stuff? Can I put a comment on it? Maybe it's because I deleted the branch. I don't know. What I was hoping for was that that would link me directly to the pull request and viewed on number 8. Okay, so it's a little bit indirect. That's not the easiest way to get to the actual pull request, but this issue, I guess this video will live in the pull request comments rather than in the issue. So, you know, still kind of experimenting around with where things should be on this platform. So, yeah, I think that will about do it for today. Season 2 of Luwanti is on schedule to come very soon in the near future, hopefully this upcoming weekend. And otherwise, I will see you in the next video, whenever that one is. Cool. Thanks for joining. Toodles.